Hello and welcome back to CGNgames in 2019. We are back and this is episode 42 of the Late Night Gaming Show. And would you believe it? The return has finally come to pass. Jodie's returned.
Way!
She's
you
back
all
after
missed me,
some
didn't
time
you?
off.
You all missed me.
I don't think anybody did, to be honest. I'm only joking. Everyone loves Jodie.
Yeah,
She
you
scares
missed
me
me
as
in
well.
Trashy Tuesdays.
Yeah, so we are going to be talking all about what we've been playing over Christmas. We've got a load of news to get through. We've got games coming out this week. We've got a topic of the week. We've got a review as well. Oh, it's going to be a jam-packed show. I'm super excited. So we're just going to get straight into section one, which is, what have you been playing this week?
What you been playing this week?
Okay, welcome back. It is time for what have we been playing this week. And Jodie, you've got like 3 months of stuff to get through.
It's been like 2.5
Jodie,
months,
what have you been up to? What did you play over Christmas? Did you get a lot of game time in there?
I did. To be honest with you, I had a bit of a meltdown the last 2 weeks, but we did have a lot of game time. We have been playing Crash Bandicoot,
Okay,
the trilogy.
it's good.
I'm on the first one and I died straight away, so I gave it a go.
The first game's hard, to be fair.
Yeah, it was the bit where you're climbing up the wall, do you know,
Oh,
with the monkeys and stuff on it.
Mm.
Yeah, we don't talk about that anymore because it's done me head in. We played Spyro, and then we played Sims 4 for a very long time.
And that was the remainder of the time.
Yeah, I was even playing it like it's one of them games that you get sucked into and you don't realise how much you've played until you look at the time.
How is it on? Have you got it on PS4?
I have.
How is it on PS4? And what's the controls like? Because obviously it's obviously started off as a PC game.
Yeah,
What's
I
it
mean,
like? I've never played a console version of it.
yeah, no, I never played the console version because I've always played it on PC. I mean, I find it a lot more easier than playing on computer.
Oh, okay.
But the only thing that I don't like is the fact that you can't mod it. I mean, I'm not into mods, but
Can you put cheats in?
no. So you got to play it
I wouldn't even
properly.
play because the only thing I do is give myself loads of money and build a crazy mansion.
I know, but I made this family and its boss, and like they all work in like the tech industry, and they're bringing home like $1,500 each a day. So I'm like,
A day?
I'm happy.
What job are they in? I want to get in
they're
that.
like EA Sports players, and I'm like, this is sick. Like,
Wow.
so I'm kind of living my dream through them. So, and they've got a load of dogs, so I can't really complain.
Living the dream.
We don't have cats in my house, so.
Good.
But yeah, we're dog people. So.
Good.
Yeah, so how about you two?
That's good. So I had the intention because we were looking after my wife's mum's house.
I'm happy.
Yeah, you're happy?
Yeah, let me see you when you're happy.
For Christmas this year, so it's a little bit different. So my mother-in-law, I said that really weird thing.
Yeah, she did.
So I literally was like, we're literally just going to be sat in the living room having a great time every day. So I was like, I'm going to complete a game a day. That didn't happen. I slept a lot, and I intended to do a lot, and I didn't. I hate it because this is what I always do. I get time, and then I don't. So I decided the first game that I properly got into was Spyro, and I platinumed it. I did every single thing in it. I think it took me about 2 days. I just smashed it. So that was the main thing. What else did I play? Oh, I played a lot of Starlink. Got back into that. So there's a big Switch sale as well. So I picked up some games that I want on that, but I got it digitally, so I didn't have to, like, if I'm out and about, I don't have to keep putting the toys, scan them in. You know what I mean? So I've just got it on the go, and I have the physical version too. Don't judge me. But I think that game's really good.
Everyone's judging you right now.
That game is good. I think people aren't giving it a chance because of the toy situation. Just buy it digital when it goes on sale. It's great. I played Undertale for the first time. Some people will be upset that I've only just started playing that, but that's good. That was good. It's a really weird game if you've never played anything like that, but it was good. I think I'm right near the end of that. What else? I mean, I've just been on the Switch all the time. Oh, well, the big game, actually, that I think we spent about 45 hours on, Beth spent longer than me, was Stardew Valley.
Wow.
So we both started Stardew Valley at the start.
Because is that on the Switch now? That's on the Switch now.
It was on the Switch
Been
for
on
quite
for
a
a
while. But Beth, my wife, we basically got a Switch for Christmas for her. Just literally for Christmas, I'm just going to get rid of it. because she like really likes Stardew Valley. So we started a farm at the same time. Me being, you know, a good husband, I was like, you know, they've now made this game online now, so we can do 2-player farms.
Nice.
So we can both work together. And she was just like, no, I want my own one. I couldn't believe it, devastated. So we both started at the same time, and it was just a full-on race. So I didn't play anything other than that. I didn't even want to play it at one point, but I was like, I can't let her get too far ahead. And then I got to a point where I had to play something else. So that was the 2 days I played Spyro. And then she just steamrolled ahead. Like, we were literally neck and neck for the whole thing. And there was even a part where you go into these mines and there's like, you have to get 5 levels each time. It goes up to 100. But otherwise you have to go backwards. And I had to do 1 floor. And I was like, oh, Beth, I'm on the last floor. I thought we were helping each other out at this point. So she sprints to the mine and does it before me. This is what it's like. So I took 2 days. I took 1.5 days off that game just playing Spyro. And she ended up being a year ahead of me at that point. And I was like, oh. And I think she played something like 60 hours on it. And I was like, done. So my farm is just staying at the same point.
Yeah, she did that as well when we played Crazy Cooking. Like, I started Cooking Craze, sorry.
That flipping game.
And I started it. And I done like the 4th world, and I was so happy. And then Beth just come out of nowhere and was like, she just took over.
Yeah,
and
that's what she does.
What? So I feel your pain for that. I do feel your pain.
Oh, and of course, I played a ton of Smash Brothers. I have never played a Smash Brothers game this much before. I'm literally almost every day just going on, doing a few little matches of the challenges that you can do. Oh, that game is just incredible.
Yeah.
And is it Game of the Year, though, Jodie? We'll find out, because we're going to be doing our Game of the Year video. We're going to be filming that just after this.
We're not doing that.
It'll probably be up before this, actually, so go check it out if not. But it's potential Game of the Year. And I said to Mike, it is Game of the Year if they can get the online sorted. And they've got a couple of weeks to do that. And if they do, Game of the Year. But have they done it, Jodie? We will find out in that video. So I'm excited. So there's probably games I'm forgetting, but I was just smashing that all the time. I had to tear myself away, but Stardew Valley dominated. Not because I wanted to play it, because I had to play it.
It's a bit like me with Pokemon when we were away.
Yeah, so you and Mike had a race to the finish on that one, didn't you? I mean, I destroyed you both.
Yeah, I think you could have started all over again and still destroyed us.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been playing Pokemon games for years. I mean, I literally didn't lose a battle in it.
I did.
So yeah, so what was interesting about that though is like, because people were complaining that the game was too easy, but watching you and Mike play it who haven't played anywhere near as much, I think it showed proof of concept that, because people who like me and other people who play Pokemon for years, it's not particularly for us. It is for us in the sense of like, it's great going back to Kanto and stuff, but it was good watching you and Mike, and it was really teaching you how to play Pokemon properly and types and stuff. So I think they will. So I'm probably forgetting some of the games as well, but they were the main ones. And right now, what I'm playing. What are you playing right now? What are you into right now?
I attempted to try and play Red Dead Redemption online.
Oh, okay.
That's what I attempted to. But then I just kept getting killed and getting put into events that I didn't want to be in. So I came straight off that. But I'm actually just playing Sims.
Okay.
With a bit of Spyro in there. Because I'm like, mix up a little bit. Play a bit of Spyro first, then play a bit of Sims, go back to Spyro.
I'll probably, because like Crash Bandicoot, once I was done, I was kind of done. I think Spyro's, I would play that tons, even though I've platinum.
I think
and stuff. I love it. So,
like,
I mean, I said at the start, I pretty much, I play through all the Spyro games probably at least once every year, and that would probably continue. But at the moment, I'm playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And I think I've been saying this for about a year now. Just all the time. But I've just never properly been able to get into that game. And then there was just, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to give it a shot right now. So I'm 15 hours into that game. So this is since I started. I've just never been able to push past it. And after 15 hours, I can say I am finally into that game. I flipping love it. It's so good. But I think if anybody's played it, like there's quite a few people who've been like, oh, it was a bit too boring at the start. You just need to get through the first 15 hours. It's because the combat system is really rubbish at the start. Like, it's just literally auto attack, so you just don't do anything. But it teaches you different elements of it as you go, and now the battle system's really complicated, so it's really enjoyable. But it took 15 hours to get there.
Okay.
So I'm loving that game the most. That's what I'm playing at the moment. So that has been quite a long what we've been playing this week, but it's been what we've been playing for the last 3 months, I guess. Hasn't it? So yeah, it's been enjoyable. So we are now going to get into the news.
It's time for some news, yeah. It's time for some news.
Welcome back. It's time for the news, and we have 7 wonderful stories just for you, Jodie. I picked these ones out because I thought Jodie will love these stories.
Definitely.
So let's kick things off. Number 1, a little game called Death Stranding, which is currently being produced by Kojima. This is the probably the most anticipated game for PS4, I would imagine, other than Last of Us 2. Although I reckon this one is more anticipated.
Big things saying.
So this game has been teased all over the place. Apparently, there's new evidence that it could be coming out at the end of this year. I still don't believe it because Kojima takes forever. But basically, I didn't know this, but Guerrilla Games, who make Horizon Zero Dawn, Killzone, things like that, they're probably my favourite PlayStation developer.
Okay.
Other than Naughty Dog, maybe. But they basically, Kojima was going around trying to find an engine to build his game on when he left Konami and all that happened. And he decided that their engine was the best. So they gifted in the entire engine for free, I believe, in this little box. And it had the 2 logos on it of the 2 companies. So 2 years later, Kojima went back to the studio and showed them, had brought the little box back with, I'm imagining a USB in it, that had the first 2 hours of the game that he'd made with their engine, which is pretty cool. Wow. And he showed them the first 2 hours, and then loads of the developers at Guerrilla Games were just literally just saying blown away by what we've seen. Literally can't speak. It's that crazy. So it's looking like it's going to be good. I mean, obviously they're biased because they're both part of Sony, really. Well, they're both working for Sony at the moment, so they're going to be biased. But it looks like it's going to be good times. Are you excited for Death Stranding with the babies?
A little bit. I mean, we have been waiting for a long time for it, so I am looking forward to it. But it depends how the story's going to end up. I'm not keen on the story.
It's really weird. Well, Mike has his theories about what the babies mean. I zoned out when he started talking about it because it was so complicated. But
and we're not going to repeat this on this show, so watch that video.
But yeah, I think it's going to be really weird. But I mean, I'm going to play it. I can't wait. Number 2, EA back up to their old tricks. They cancelled a Star Wars game that everybody really wanted to happen because one of the, I'm pretty sure, I don't know what she called, game director, I guess, at Naughty Dog, Amy Hennig. She literally created the Uncharted series, and she was making a Star Wars game, so everyone was obsessed with this game. Visceral Games, they just cancelled it and just shut down the entire studio because they couldn't put microtransactions in it. What? Because it was a single player.
I knew that.
So
was
so
the
nice.
reason
So
behind
they
it.
cancelled it, and then it got moved to another studio, and they apparently attempted to make it into an open world game. It's failed, and they can't just outright cancelled it now, and everyone's gone crazy.
But why would you do that? I'm not even into Star Wars, but that's dumb.
Yeah,
That is the dumbest move ever.
But I'm just like, EA are just all over the place. It's bad times that they are making mistakes left, right, and centre. I don't know what's up with them, but I think they're just so obsessed with this microtransaction loot box.
Yeah, it reminds me of some YouTubers. I'm just not going to say names, but I'm just saying.
So people are really happy about that. Soulja Boy. So you missed all this. Soulja Boy.
I was out for this.
What a legend. The old rapper. So I'm not going to go over it all, but basically he brought out 2 consoles. I go like this because all he was doing was he was what they call drop shipping, which is he was basically selling consoles for inflated prices on his website, saying that they were his. and then just ordering them from China and then just selling them on to people.
No.
So,
Oh my goodness.
so if a console in China was like 150, he was selling them for like 400 and calling it the Soldier game console. But anyway, the problem with these game consoles, Jody, is that they had illegal ROMs on them. So they just had tons of Nintendo games on and tons of Sega games on. And everyone was literally going, "You're going to get sued. You're going to get..." And he was literally going, "No, I'm not. I'm not going to get sued. They can't touch me." A few weeks later, all of the games consoles mysteriously went off his website. So it looks like he's got a cease and desist order. I don't know if he's actually getting sued. But now he's got another games console out, a handheld, that now seems to have no ROMs on them. So, Soldier Boy, don't worry, guys. If you were desperate to get a Soldier Boy console and you missed out, you've got a second chance to get a really cool. And they're awful.
Goodness.
They're really awful. Like the one that he was trying to push as like the next big 4K games console, was less powerful than the Switch. So that's what
that's
it's not. It's not good.
That's just embarrassing.
So there you go. Soldier Boy is back in the game. Number 4. There's 2 new NES games out, so people aren't happy because we've been getting 3 every month. Suddenly we're getting 2 now. But no, everybody hates it.
I don't even think I've got the NESs downloaded anymore.
Oh,
because I wiped it, didn't I? And then
you need to do that. It's free, Jody. It's free for you. And I can't remember what the second game is because it was so irrelevant. It was so poo. I just didn't even write down. But the main one is Zelda 2. So if you want to play
Zelda 2.
So The Legend of Zelda 2.
There's more
Link's
than one.
Adventure.
How many is there?
Like, I don't know, like 15.
15 games?
There's a lot of Zelda
so which
games.
number did I come in on? The Breath of the Wild one?
It's not really numbered, but I don't know. I'd have to go through a lot of Zelda games to work that out.
There's like a remastered of the old ones. Oh, anyway.
You've got Zelda 2, Link's Adventure. You've got a load of Game Boy ones, a load of Game Boy Advance ones. You've got GameCube ones. You've got Wii ones. You've got Wii U remasters of the old ones. You've got Breath of the Wild. There's so many Zelda games, Jodie. Are you serious?
This is the first Zelda game I played.
You are new to you're new to Nintendo, really, aren't you?
Yeah, so like anything Nintendo, I'm a bit like.
But basically, this was like a sequel, but it's just a really weird game. If you play the original Zelda and then play this one, you wouldn't think they were part of the same series. It's really weird. I don't think it's a particularly good game, but some people do. And if you like it, you're wrong. Moving on, number 6. How you? So you played Super Mario Brothers. You remember that little adventure? How have you played any of the NES games since then?
No, I tried Donkey Kong.
Did you enjoy that?
It was okay till I died on the second level.
Okay.
I didn't like it.
It's always interesting for people who've never played. I've never met somebody who's never played a NES game, so obviously it's...
Yeah, I think we should just do... I think we talked about doing a series on it, didn't we? So I think...
That was, without a doubt, my favourite moment of 2018. 100%. I still laugh about it now. Yeah, we're going to have a 2018... like sizzle reel, I guess, of all the best bits, so you can check that out.
And blooper reels. We'll put blooper reels in there if we can find some.
Moving on, Final Fantasy, at the end of last year, I think it was, they just literally announced about 7 Final Fantasy games for Nintendo Switch, which obviously makes me extremely happy. And the first 2 of those are apparently, I believe it's April. I'm pretty sure it's April. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's April. But we're getting... It's really weird. We're getting Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2 on like the middle of the month, and at the end of the month we're getting Final Fantasy 12.
10-2.
Yeah.
What's happening with 11?
So every numbered Final Fantasy is completely different from the last one. So it's just like they just have themes that are similar. So if you have Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 2 isn't a continuation of Final Fantasy 1. It's just a new game, but it's in a similar.
Why is it not a continuation of a storyline?
Because it's not. They just have elements that are similar. Believe me, if you play different Final Fantasy, it just feels like a Final Fantasy game. I can't describe it. But so Final Fantasy X had an actual sequel that was based in exactly the same universe with same characters, and that's why it's called 10-2.
Okay,
Because
so it's part 2.
I wouldn't really call it part 2. It's just another story in that.
You just said it.
But it's 10-2.
10-1.
And then Final Fantasy 12.
But why aren't they doing an 11?
Because 11 was an MMO, an online. It was an online Final Fantasy game. You can it's actually people still play it online to this day.
You people enjoy that?
So then you got Final Fantasy 13, which was on PS3 and PS4. Then you got Final Fantasy 14, which is an online one as well.
So why have they gone back and made Final Fantasy 10 and 10?
They haven't. They've just like remastered them and brought them.
Oh, okay.
They haven't.
And 12. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you now.
Just smile and wave, boy.
So you can play it in lovely high definition and relive your childhood that you never played.
My childhood was Spyro. It
Yeah.
really was.
So I mean,
and Lion King.
The one I'm excited for is Final Fantasy 9. Because that's my favourite Final Fantasy game. But they've not said when that's coming out.
That's sad for you.
It's very sad.
And I'm just not.
You're going to get in on all these Final Fantasy games, like.
I mean, you're probably going to play it one day, and I'm going to be sad going, "What are you doing?"
Basically, that is exactly what is going to happen. Next, number 6. Now, I'm interested to get your perspective on this, Jodie. So, Amazon right now apparently is
Love
testing.
Amazon.
Well,
Go on.
apparently that. Well, from what I hear, you really do. Apparently, when you, if you move house, you're planning on buying everything through Amazon, even your sofa.
Yeah, I saw a nice sofa today, so I've just got a list ready to go.
So basically, Amazon apparently is testing a game streaming service at the moment. So I'm interested, Jodie. Would you? So this is a big topic at the moment. We're not going to go major into it. But what do you think about Amazon basically becoming like then potentially like a player in the games? So imagine this scenario, right, Jodie? All of the games consoles are kind of dead, if you like. So you have a PlayStation streaming service, you have an Xbox streaming service, you have a Nintendo streaming service, you have an Amazon streaming service. How do you feel about that?
I don't think I'd like that.
Like, would you think that you would consider Amazon
I think
to be
I'd
your main
do
platform?
I think I'd do the free trial for the month.
So there will be a free trial.
So if there's no free trial, it's not happening, and it happened with the music as well. Like, because I had to pay extra for music, and I was like, that's not happening.
I was sad about that because I thought that the music was included in Amazon Prime.
That's what I did, and then I got the bill, and I was like,
well, I saw it.
No.
When do you want a trial? I was like, I've got Prime. I don't want no trial.
I know.
And then it was like, you get a month.
I mean, because you can get films on there, can't you?
But yeah,
Amazon
you get
Films.
Amazon Prime movies for free. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't even use them.
No.
I use
neither
Netflix,
Neither do I.
and so I'm like, what's going to be the point in that?
So what I'm saying is like, could you foresee a time where you would move to playing all your games on Amazon rather than like a PlayStation or an Xbox?
They would have to have a very good setup, like it would have to be like up to top standards, like PlayStation and Xbox. None of this. Oh, come on and trial this for a couple of days and rent it.
The thing is, for me, in that scenario, if like all of them were doing streaming, even if Amazon was like slightly better quality or something, I can't imagine.
Yeah, I mean they'd have to pull
I can't
something
imagine playing
out.
on Amazon.
Yeah, they'd have to pull something out of the bag very high for me to play on it.
It's going to be an interesting future because I feel like just everybody's going to do it. Google's apparently testing out doing something like that. Microsoft's already told us that they are going to do it. But I just imagine all these weird and wonderful companies doing streaming services, and it's just like, how do you choose which one to go to? And it's not a future I like.
Yeah.
No more physical games.
No, I'm not keen on that. But then I
Even
am
though I
slowly
pioneered
going
it.
into digital after all the complaining I've done about it. But yeah.
You see, what I do is I just get both.
Yeah, no. But I don't do getting both. I get the one and go.
No, to be fair, what I tend to do is I'll get the physical version, enjoy that, and then when they go on sale for like ridiculously cheap, I get it on digital so I can just play it. Well, the ones that I know I'll play regularly. If it's just like a single player, I won't get it digital. It's pointless. There you go. That was just how I buy games, so enjoy that one. Moving on. Our final one, Fallout 76, is back in the news. So this actually happened, I think, a couple of weeks ago, but I thought I'd bring it up because we just love to make Fallout 76 news where they're screwing over the customers. So As if things couldn't get any worse. Were you around for the whole bag situation where they screw people over with the collector's edition?
Yes.
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 So it's a similar situation to that right now. So they made this, I can't remember what kind of drink it was. Rum, was it? It might have been rum. But they made a Nuka-Cola rum bottle.
I think I heard about that.
Yeah. So it was this big bottle that was shaped like an actual Nuka-Cola, but it's Nuka-Cola Dark, it was called, and it was shaped like a Nuka-Cola bottle, and it looked like it was all glass on the advert, and it did. I don't think it actually said the materials or anything on it, so it looked like this, and it was $100. $100, Jodie. So you think, right, $100 for an alcoholic drink, like that's better be flipping good quality. You know what I mean? So then people started getting them recently. And it turned out what it was it was just a rubbish little bottle with a plastic casing round it.
No.
So basically they just got a bottle and then just went, let's just put a plastic Nuka-Cola bottle over the top. So people got it and they were like, the quality was shocking. But what they did was just terrible design. So what they did was they made the cork like an oversized bottle cap. So when you put the cork in, it looked like it made up the whole bottle. But the problem was, the way that the cap was designed, you'd pull it off and you went to pour it and the drink would just go everywhere because it didn't pour right. And then loads of people were actually trying the drink. And I remember somebody showed a channel that literally, they just like review like high quality drinks and everything, and they tasted it and they didn't even want to drink anymore because it was awful. So people basically paid $100 for a horrible drink that was just a rubbish little glass, like the really thin rubbish glass, encased in a little plastic, like really low quality bottle.
My goodness.
So people were kicking off big time.
I wouldn't even open the bottle, so I wouldn't even know that. Because I'd refuse to open the bottle because it's £100.
It's just crazy. But I mean, yeah, it wasn't worth it to begin with. But I think die-hard Fallout fans, they just thought it was a great thing. And I'm just like, what is going on with Bethesda at the moment? If you said a year ago, most people would be like, they're one of the best, probably most customer-friendly games companies out there. Everyone loves them. And since Fallout 76, it's like they're just driven off a cliff. What on earth is going on?
They've all been drinking too much rum, that's what it is.
They've all been sat there with tasters of the Nuka-Cola Dark, so
they sit in the business meetings now and they sit there drinking Nuka-Cola rum. That's it.
So, I mean, I thought for the 3 hours that we played it, I had a good time.
No,
it's not a great game. It's not good.
Best.
With friends, it's all right. I know people get upset when people say that. I'm not saying that the game is good. I'm just saying that we had fun. It was a fun time.
Yeah. We ran round in a circle for about 20 minutes so we realised
what
we were doing.
There's so many issues with that. It's not a good game, but I'm just saying we had a good time.
Clear. But anyway, we did
But
have
I think give him a bit more time to do some patches and stuff. I'd like to revisit it sometimes. But there's still, you know, getting people with those microtransactions and all sorts. Still, it got worse. It got worse over Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, Bethesda, sort it out big time. So that has been the news. That's pretty dire news for.
Welcome to 2019. It's the worst news in the world.
In the country.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We're going to move on to some happier news, which is what is coming out this week.
That's good news.
Good news.
Can someone tell me what's out this week? Hey-oh.
Welcome back. It is time for what is out this week. So we can talk about some potentially good games that are coming out this week. So I have got
back to the room.
I've got 4 games, Jodie. As always, I'm going to give you the list, and you're going to choose what game people should buy and play this week. So I am covering from when you see this, it'll be last Friday to this Friday, just because we've missed this week. So number 1, I'm starting off with a very aggressively average game. Sorry. After what I just said. So Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes is a highly anticipated game on the Switch. So No More Heroes was a big game on the Wii. and No More Heroes 1 and 2. So people are really excited for this series to come back.
Okay.
But this isn't No More Heroes 3. But apparently, how well this game does impacts on whether we will get a No More Heroes 3. So it's a bit naughty how they're saying it.
That is a bit nuts.
But the game apparently is okay because the reviews are out now. It's just a hack and slash run around.
Okay.
But the premise is really cool. So basically, they get sucked into other video games, and like each level kind of changes depending on what type of game they've been pulled into.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting, but I don't think it's a very good game. But I'm going to play it anyway because I love the Switch and I'll play anything they put on there. Number 2, we've got Ace Combat 7, which is basically a sort of military plane simulator. You go around blowing stuff up. I think it's very arcadey. I've not played it. I got one on the 3DS when it came out on the. It was one of the big games for the new 3DS, and I never played it. Should have played it, but didn't. So I can't comment on how good it is because I've never played it. Number 3, Resident Evil 2 Remake, which is probably the most anticipated game for this week. It's a remake of Resident Evil 2, which is what the name suggests.
Kind of what it says on the box, guys.
My suggestion. So this is. So we weren't particularly fans of Resident Evil 7. I think just because of it was the style of horror game. Style of horror game. Resident Evil 2 is like based in a city. There's loads of stuff. I played a little bit of the original, not a lot, but I played other Resident Evil games that are not as over the top enjoyable. You can, and I recommend this. You can, if you go on the PlayStation Store now, you can download, or at the Xbox Store, you can download the first 30 minutes, not the first 30 minutes, but you get a 30-minute demo, basically. You can play it for 30 minutes. And it's called the one-shot demo, and it literally is one shot, because once that's over, you can't replay the demo. So I was sad because I played it, and for 15 minutes, I got confused what I was supposed to do, so I was just running around in circles. And then it was like a race to see how far I could get. Apparently, only 20% of people actually finished how much was in it.
Wow.
Because they ran out of time. So I played it. It was pretty good. It's very gory. There's zombies everywhere trying to nibble on your neck. So just be aware of that. Okay. But it's apparent, like, from what people who've played a lot of it, they said it's pretty good. But it's an 18 for sure. And then finally, on the 3DS, we have finally... I thought this was already out, but apparently it's coming out this week. Or next week, should I say. Perfect game to go alongside Resident Evil 7. Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story, plus Bowser's Jr.'s Journey. So this is a remake.
That was a big title.
We'll say it again. Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story, plus Bowser's Jr.'s Journey.
Wait, which one's Bowser? That's what I get confused on.
Which one's Bowser?
Yeah, that's not the monkey, is that Donkey Kong? No, I know which one Bowser is. It's the reptile one. The one with the shell, he's got points sticking out of his shell.
You know what? I've just come up with a joke in my head and I'm not sharing it. That's an outcome.
That's when the camera's turned off.
So he's the main boss in...
Yeah, and then
so new
little
to
Bowser's
Nintendo.
his son.
So, yeah. Bowser
See,
Jr.
I'm on this.
So, this is a re-release. I don't know how much of a remake it can be because it looks the same. But it's a remake of Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story. But they've added on like an extra story onto the game, which is Bowser Jr.'s Journey.
So you get to learn about Bowser's story and how he came
Well,
to
they
be.
actually... No. So it's called Bowser's Inside Story because they get miniaturized and end up in Bowser's body.
Oh, okay.
This is the one Mario and Luigi game I always wanted to play. Right, always wanted to play, but it was always dead expensive on the DS, so I refused to buy it. And then I'm like, when they announced, I was like, I'll play it. This is my time. And then they said it's on the 3DS, and I went, nope. Like, Nintendo, get the hint. Nobody wants to play on the 3DS. I don't say nobody, but get it on the Switch.
I actually don't know anyone who's got a Nintendo 3DS anymore.
I have a 3DS and a 2DS.
Yeah, we don't play them, do you?
No, but I really want my Metroid one back. I want my Metroid 3DS XL back. It was so nice.
But you got the Skull Kid one, didn't you?
I have the Majora's Mask one.
That one, yeah.
I actually prefer the look of the Metroid one, which no one will
Was
like
that
me
the
for.
silver one?
It was red on top. And it had
Oh, I was
Samus
thinking
and
of
all
this-
shit,
no,
and it
I
had
was thinking
gold
of
on the
the silver
bottom.
one that
It
you
was
had.
gold on the bottom.
I wanted that silver one off you, and then you
What
sold
silver
it.
one?
The one with like the dragon on it. I think it had. You got it at the same time. You got the that mask one, Majora's Mask.
I've never had one with a dragon on it.
I think it was a dragon. I don't know.
There is one, a Monster Hunter.
Yeah, it's the Monster Hunter one.
I never owned that. I probably showed you a picture.
I think you bought it and then you sold it straight away. I think that's what happened. You didn't even open it.
I've never owned that.
I don't know.
Nice try.
Oh no, you said you were going to get it and then you didn't get it. That's
Potentially, that was a long time ago. But yeah,
Yeah,
I wish I
because-
kept the
because
Metroid
you're
one
a
now.
CGN
The
store,
Metroid one, I'm all about the Metroid. So that is what is out this week. So just to sum up again, we've got Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes, Ace Combat 7, Resident Evil 2 Remake, or Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. Jodie, what should people buy this week?
I don't know.
It's a hard one to choose from. And I'll tell you why it's hard, because Travis Strikes Again isn't an average game. It's not amazing. Ace Combat 7 is planes fighting, which we don't know how good it is because none of us care about the game. You got Resident Evil 2 Remake, which is really gruesome and like it's a horror game. So
I feel I get judged at this point in the show.
And then you've got Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey, which nobody wants to say the title of.
And then no one really wants to play because
It's on the 3DS. So what you've got is a lot of games with many reasons not to play.
I'm gonna play it safe, and I'm just gonna pick the Mario one.
What's the title of the Mario one, Jodie?
Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story, and
Plus
Junior. I don't know.
Oh, you were so close!
Junior. Bowser Junior.
Journey.
Journey. That's it.
So our pick of the week this week is Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. I'm going to see how fast I can say that 3 times. You ready? Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. So there you go. That was hard. I did hard.
That was boss.
I did quite well, didn't I?
You did well.
So we're going to move on to reviews of the week.
Oh, it's time to get funky. The reviews of the week.
Welcome back. It's time for reviews of the week, and we are like majorly behind time right now, so we are going to do this nice and quick. And it is Mario Brothers U Deluxe, Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, which came out on Switch last week. Or for you, it'll be 2 weeks ago now. 1 week and a half. So this is a re-release of... This is another port from the Wii U, which is Super Mario Brothers U. So this is basically the same game, but they've added in the add-on content, which was Super Luigi U, which just added... It basically, every stage of in the game has been like modded in a way to be more difficult. It has a little challenge attached to it. It's exactly the same game. So my advice is, if you've played the game already, don't buy it. If you haven't played the game already, buy it. And that's been reviews of the week. so in all seriousness though, it's a really good game. One of the better Super Mario games in recent memory, as in like of the old style 2D ones. So yeah, honestly, if you haven't played it, it is an absolute must to play. It was really good. It was literally a release game on the Wii U. But if you have already played it, you'll have played everything through. There's nothing really particularly massively new here, so it's probably not really worth a play, in my opinion. So in terms of a score, it gets a lovely little 9 out of 10. And morality score, it gets a 10.
There you go.
So there you go. That has been our reviews of the week, the fastest review of the week of all time.
Yeah.
Moving on, we're going to move on to topic of the week.
Topic of the week.
Welcome back. It's time for topic of the week, and this one is, well, it could be not game related, or it could be game related. It's all going to be about what is our New Year's resolution. Jodie, do you have a New Year's resolution for this year?
Actually, I don't.
Wow.
Normally, like, I make up some odd thing like, oh, I'm going to get a bit fitter and I'm going to go to the gym and all this. But I've tried that for the last 2 years and within a month I've just gone no. So that was out the window. So I didn't make one this year, but I think that we should make some and see what happens in a couple of months.
Okay.
And we can look back on the video and go, did we do it? And we'll probably go no.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be good to do.
Right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we should have one game related one, one
Okay.
faith related one.
Oh, okay.
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 So we'll do game ones first.
Yeah.
My game one is I want to make sure that I actually finish and complete a game every month. Because I am the worst for this. I'm the worst for this. I switch in between games like the wind. I just
It does.
played 2 hours on this. Great, that was fun. Moving on. And I've literally so many times, right? I haven't realised it, but I've literally got to the end of a game with like 20 minutes to go and not finished it. And then I've come back to it like 2 years later and gone, oh, I'll finish it off now. And it's literally over by the time I've started up the game. So, every month I'm going to finish Uno game.
Uno game. Okay. So, for me, is not just to buy a game, just for like the add-ons and stuff, because that's what I did right at the beginning of this year, and now I really regret it.
You what?
Like the add-ons.
Buying
side.
add-ons.
Yeah, because I literally buy add-ons,
And then don't play them.
don't play them.
See, that's why they do season passes right at the start.
Yeah.
Because they know
So,
people do that.
If I want to buy add-ons, I have to buy the season pass, not just the
Yeah.
add-ons. So that's my New Year's resolution, that if you're in it for it all, not just one part of it.
Okay, so are you saying that you're not going to buy all the DLC, or you are?
No, so what I'm saying, instead of buying them separately, like buying sections, that I often do because I don't think, the season pass is probably
so
better.
you don't buy the season pass, you just
No.
buy individual ones.
And then I realised at the end that I've actually bought all the add-ons and I could have just got the season pass. So it's just been a bit smarter, that's all.
Okay.
I just got to be a bit smarter on my game buy.
But then you got to be careful which game you're going to commit to doing that with, though. Because
Yeah.
if you buy the season pass, like me, I have every intention. Oh, got a message. I have every intention of going back to Spider-Man and playing the add-ons. I probably won't, but I've got them.
I've got that intention because I bought the season pass for
Yeah.
that one and I've just not played them.
So, tricky one.
Because I finished the game, so I was like, oh.
Yeah. I mean, usually if I get like a collector's edition or a special edition, it usually comes with the season pass, so I think you usually have to worry about that. But yeah, the only times I'll buy a season pass is if it gives you something cool straight away.
Yeah.
Like if it just doesn't give you anything and it's just literally for a couple of, I won't buy it.
Yeah, so it's,
Apart from Smash Brothers, I just bought that straight away.
yeah, so it's to, if you're gonna buy the add-ons, would you play all the add-ons? That's the question that I need to ask every time I do that. So, and then most of the time I probably go yeah. That normally I go yeah, and then won't do it. So I need to. It's when I just need to think before you buy it.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm talking about?
I get what you're talking about.
If you don't get what I'm talking about, you can ask him
Just smile and wave, boy.
because he knows what you're talking about. Anyway, go.
Okay. So faith-based.
Oh, here we go.
Faith-based one. Okay. I think... Wow, we're getting heart attacks all over the place today. I think my one is going to be to pray with more people more. I'm a solo prayer guy. I like to do my thing.
On your own.
Yes, all day
You don't
long.
like to fellowship in prayer. Is that what
I
you're saying?
do, but I love doing it on my own. So I think I'm not pastoral by nature.
We know. Well,
we know
I
that. I'm an ideas person. I'm the creative person, as long as it's not drawing.
And I did that side.
All I can do is draw a Snorlax, but only the top half of a Snorlax. I can't draw anything else.
Snorlax.
I'll show you later.
Okay.
This is where a little picture will come up now of Tim's Snorlax. And that's it. So I love to just plow on ahead, like I'm always messing around. That's not my gifting. but I probably need to improve that a little bit.
Okay. It's good. It's good. So when we're in church next, I'll pull you up and be like, Tim, it's your turn to pray now.
I pray in church all the time. What are you talking about?
When you're forced into it.
That's not true.
No, I'm joking.
Did
I'm
I
joking.
turn that off, that Spyro statue, or is it going off?
I think you turned it off.
Good.
Yeah. So I think for me is that I just get on with stuff. Like, I mean, if you said to me, Jodie, this is the vision for such and such, I just get on with it, like, and just don't bother. And that's where I can be a bit insensitive to things. And like the way that I bring it across can sound insensitive sometimes as well. But I think that I need to step back and like just speak before just going and doing it. Because the thing is, what happens is I'll say something and I get annoyed that people aren't getting it, so I'll go and do it and they go, that's boss, but you should have told me something. So that's my New Year's resolution, to make sure that I speak before I go and do whatever.
Okay, good. So maybe we'll have to revisit this 6 months in, see how we're doing.
Yeah, and we can...
This is where, like, for me to keep up my completing the game every month, I'm going to get to, like, the last day of the month, panic because I've not done anything, and find the quickest game to finish in
It's
as
true,
little
that's what it's going to
I'll have to write...
I'll finish Crash.
You know, I'm going to write a list of every game I've finished so we can revisit it.
Okay. Okay.
Done. So there you have it. That is our episode 42 of the Late Night Gaming Show. I hope you enjoyed this. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you absolutely hated it, of course you can give it a thumbs down. If you want to see loads more, if you want to see loads more stuff like this, we've got loads coming up in the future. We've got our Sizzle Reel of 2018. We have our Game of the Year video.
It's not a rewind of 2018.
not as bad as that. We're gonna have loads of gameplay up. We're gonna have, we've got Kingdom Hearts 3 coming up in the next couple of weeks. That's going to be a big one. We might have a new PS4 Pro to open, but we're not going to discuss that. It's all exciting times. But if you want to see anything, all that cool stuff, hit that subscribe button, and if you hit the bell button, you'll be notified every time we put a new video up. So we hope you enjoyed the show. Put right down in the comments, what's your New Year's resolution? Is it as bad as ours? So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you very, very soon. Bye.
Talk about the sausage roll song.
No, I'm not. It was funny for 10 seconds and then I lost my mind.
About this city.
Yeah.
About this city.
Right, we're ready?
It's boss. He got to number 1 now, and he went to the food bank.
Yeah. And ironically, it did not buy sausage rolls because they're perishable.
Yeah.